3 Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app, that's arenaeats.app, for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order? Now, gentlemen, we move to the reason why we are truly here today. It is the 2021 3 Count Thursday Pand-Emmy Awards. To be 100% honest, I stole the idea for the awards from the Take 3 Wrestling podcast, but I did come up with the awards themselves on my own. So the concept in and of itself is not my own, but I have morphed them into my own. Tim, is there a reason you messed up? Oh, you got it. Stupid question.
It's a black mask affair.
It got it. I got you. I'm with you on that one. I left my fiend mask in the truck. I knew
It's so fancy. I wanted to wear my finest black mask for this.
It looks great. It looks absolutely great on you. We have 10 awards to give away tonight. We kick this one off with the best performer of the year, and I call this the Greg Hamilton Award.
The best in the world.
So I'll kick this one off. I think the guy that became your WWE champion at the start, really at kind of the start of the pandemic shows at WrestleMania a year ago, and kind of carried the title for the majority of the period, and kind of carried the company for a good for the majority of this year. A guy that absolutely earned that championship a year ago. I'm going to go Drew McIntyre as my performer of the year. Matt, we'll go to you with this one.
So I am going to choose The Fiend just because of the style of matches that a lot of pay-per-views needed. I don't think they work as well if you don't have a character like The Fiend. So I think some of my favorite matches during the pandemic were his. The cinematic matches, I think he just kind of elevated himself to a new level, and he died for our sins at the end of it. So The Fiend.
It most certainly did. Intern Mark.
Oh man, performer of the year. I really had to think about this, but I'm going to go with Johnny Gargano down there in NXT. I don't think Johnny could have a bad match. I think what he's been doing the last few months with the way, and I think it's fantastic. It's one of the most entertaining things in WWE, in my opinion. I'm going to give it to Johnny.
Very nice. Tim.
Well, I feel like if you're going to talk about the pandemic and breakout stars, I think you're going to have to go with Cody. I'm not. There's no way I'm picking Cody Rhodes for this. There's no way. But I would say that Jon Moxley is the performer of the year for the first ever Pand-Emmy Awards. For the same reasons as Drew. I mean, he was the champion of AEW through the duration. Had great angles and matchups with Kenny Omega and Eddie Kingston, and even his stuff with Kenta in New Japan. Things were really good for Jon Moxley.
Very good. Devin has The Fiend as his performer of the year. Then we go to the storyline of the year. Tell Me About It award.
Tell me about it, Stud.
For me, it's one that started them kind of as a team. The they split as a team, and it culminated with what I thought was a fantastic Hell in a Cell match, and that is the Sasha Banks and Bayley storyline. I know it's cooled off over the last couple of months, but if you look back over the course of really last summer and a lot of it during the pre-Thunderdome shows, that was such a huge part of that, and they carried the entertainment, at that time, which is even harder before piped in crowd noise and things like that. So to me, it's the Sasha Banks and Bayley storyline. So Tim, we'll go to you on this one, the storyline of the year.
For me, I think that it is the Alexa Bliss Fiend storyline, with her getting captivated like a moth to a flame to the Fiend, and the way that she has kind of taken it upon herself to kind of carry the spooky of Bray Wyatt on, since he has been departed from this world. I got to give it to the Fiend and Alexa.
Very good. Intern Mark.
I think the 24/7 title with Bad Bunny is my favorite story.
I was skeptical. About it, but it's been pretty damn good. I'll give this celebrity crossover a thumbs up for sure.
Yeah, it's not terrible. I understand why they have the belt, why they gave it to Bad Bunny, but my storyline, same as you, Jim, is Bayley and Sasha. I mean, that's like a classic example of letting a story play out over the months, how they used to back in like the 80s and even, I guess, 90s, early 90s. Just the eventual split and the matches they've had, I think it's been fantastic, start to finish. And it's not over yet. It's just kind of cooled off a little.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's one of those ones that you can always get back to. Matt, who is your storyline of the year?
For me, it is going to be Roman Reigns with the head of the table storyline. I have wanted to see a heel Roman Reigns for quite some time. I didn't necessarily buy into the "it's my yard now" one, but I mean, you give me Paul Heyman on the mic with Roman dominating in the ring, and I'll still make fun of the throwing of the towel moment, but I think everything else throughout this storyline has been pretty on point. It's the Roman Reigns I think we've been waiting to see since the Shield disbanded. I think we're finally getting it, and it's making him we were tired of him, but now he's feeding off of that a lot better than he used to.
Yeah, and I think that's making the WrestleMania booking that much more interesting, because it seemed like an open and shut case, the return of Edge, babyface WrestleMania, but I think we're seeing this transition to where you almost have to book Edge as this like angry, disgruntled old vet who's trying to come back and reclaim something, because I think when you get to Tampa on whether it's night 1 or night 2, and it should probably be night 2, I think you're gonna get you're not gonna get a negative reaction for Roman Reigns, because I think the crowd there is loving what this Roman Reigns is. So it's been interesting to watch that. Devin says the Edge and Randy Orton storyline from last year. Williams says 2 candidates, Banks and Bayley, but also Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa. And if you have not watched the main event from AEW Dynamite last night, check that match out. That, I still don't necessarily like the lights out concept that AEW does. But Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa absolutely killed in that main event last night. It is on my growing list of matches of the year. I thought that it was absolutely fantastic. So make sure you check that out if you have not seen that. We move on to the comedic relief of the year, the Heavy Machinery Memorial Award.
Oh, Takia. Nothing makes a person more happier than a whole lot of meat inside of them. Chop, big boy.
So for me, this is a guy, I think of the cinematic match during Halloween Havoc and kind of throughout the summer, and even now with his stimmy checks and things like that. I have absolutely loved everything that they have been doing with Cameron Grimes. With NXT definitely being kind of more of a serious wrestling show, especially having him kind of break that up, is really, really good. And I really do love what they've been doing with Cameron Grimes. So, Matt, who is your comedic relief of the year?
I think over the year, the one who's given me the most laughs has been Otis. So I'll stick with him just for staying power of all the sound bites that we got from the Money in the Bank match alone. I think it deserves that for me.
Food fight! Pie! Oh, yes.
Intern Mark.
Oh man, I got to go with R-Truth. Not just this last year, but probably even the year before and the year before that, and especially that 24/7 title and the gobbledygook at Thanksgiving. Doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, that was a fun little throwback. I know there was like some people that had no clue what the hell that was, and were not happy that you give a call back. But I think sometimes it's good to reward your audience who's been with you for decades and decades. Tim, comedic relief of the year.
So I'm going to go off the beaten path, and I'm going to pick the team of Chase Parker and Matt Martell, Everrise.
Okay.
If you are not following them on social media, do yourself a favor and do it. Every Saturday morning, I believe it is, they do a 8 to 10 minute talk show called Everrise Live.
Okay.
And they are absolutely hilarious. I'm a little biased towards the team of Everrise with my previous history as a Chikara fan, with them being the team of 3.0. But they are absolutely hilarious. Everrise Live, Chase Parker, Matt Martell, Everrise.
All right, very good. Devin and William both have R-Truth as your comic relief of the year. The next award we go to is the most forgotten / most misused superstar of the year, the Who the Hell Is This award.
Who the hell is this?
And for me, it kind of came down to two. The other one, on this one, I will give later on. Lee has Nia Jax's Hole as the comic relief. But for me, it's Aleister Black. Early on in the pandemic, we saw him working with Kevin Owens a bit, and then he got his eye plucked out by Seth Rollins, and I don't think he's really been seen from since, and it's a shame. The guy is unbelievably talented. We saw the heights that he can go to in NXT, and just they've never really gotten him right here, and we'll see where I think unfortunately we're going to kind of see him finish out his contract from the sidelines, and hopefully land somewhere else. But to me, the most forgotten, most misused is Aleister Black. Tim.
I am going to go with the entire AEW women's division. Up until like the last month, where have they been? What have they been doing? They have a title.
They do.
But what? Here's hoping that come the second annual Pand-Emmy Awards, which should also be the last annual Pand-Emmy Awards.
Hopefully, I'm even like borderline hoping that it's like half Pand-Emmy, half post-Emmy Awards by the time we get to next year.
Right. But it has to be the AEW women's division for me.
Can't disagree. Intern Mark.
Well, my first thought was Big Show, but now he signed with AEW, so I took him off the
No more
list.
BS. No more
No,
BS.
no more BS. Hey, we don't have to worry about him coming out and ruining any WrestleMania moments this year either.
Well, that's
So
true.
for that, I'm grateful. I got to go with Miro and or Rusev, if you will. I think he's been misused, and I understand it's a funny ha ha gimmick kind of thing, but boy, he just did not have the impact I thought he would in AEW, at least not yet. So I'm going to say he's the most misused.
I did chuckle. There was a line last night when he was talking to Kip Sabian backstage. He said the worst thing you can do is bring your wife to ringside. So that made me chuckle a little bit. But again, can't disagree with you there, Mark. Matt, who do you got? Most misused or forgotten?
Yeah, I mean, it was between two for me as well, and you stated the one I was leaning towards, Jim. So I'll just give the shout out to Ricochet, just because he has, I mean, not been really used at all since he kicked Lesnar in the dick at the Royal Rumble, right? I mean, what have we really seen from Ricochet? So that would be my choice.
Very nice. William has Dolph. Devin says Murphy, as well as his most forgotten, most misused. He's there with that Mysterio storyline, and then poof, disappeared. So the next one we go to is the best use of their building, the Explore the Space Award.
I mean, really? Yeah. Explore the space.
To me, this, because I didn't want to award. I tried not to award multiple awards to the same people or persons. And to me, this is where I gave The Fiend / Alexa Bliss / Randy Orton. I think the way that they've incorporated, the backstage interview space, the Thunderdome, using, the things you can do in the Thunderdome, since you don't have a live audience there, the way they've incorporated elements of that. I mean, they lit a guy on complete fire, for God's sakes. So I think everything, I've loved what they've been doing throughout this storyline. And I hope it continues this Sunday at Fastlane. So absolutely The Fiend, Alexa Bliss, and Randy Orton. Matt, best use of their building. Alexa. I got to change her name. I really do.
It's tough to top that one. I guess the only one I would say would be the Undertaker with the Boneyard match, just because of the way that went out, given the circumstances, given the documentary coming out, what we always thought would be something that we would see in front of a live crowd, just making that match as memorable as they did for what is seemingly the last Undertaker one. That would be my choice.
Very good. Intern Mark.
Well, I got to go with that AEW Daly's Place, the arena there when they had that. What was that? I forget the name of the match they had out on the football field.
Stadium Stampede.
That's what it was. The Stadium Stampede. I think I really like the outdoor kind of effect. I'm getting really tired of the Thunderdome. I mean, I totally get it, and I understand that it's better than not having anybody in there, like as far as even the video screens. But I'm ready for that to be over. It's nice to see live people. So
yeah,
I go with the AEW.
I still kind of wish that they would do a little bit more like the NBA, kind of had the same backdrop for everybody in the crowd, where like WWE, it's just this mixed bag, and I think it does make it a little bit rougher on the eyes. But it is what it is. Tim.
Do we forget that WWE held Money in the Bank at Titan Tower?
I mean, I didn't forget that.
That is absolutely the best use of space during the pandemic. That while that Money in the Bank was not as good as other Money in the Banks, the runaround throughout the entire Titan Tower, seeing different things, the cameos from Vince and from Bruce Pritchard's son and
Brother Love.
his brother Love, seeing dudes get thrown off the top of Titan Tower. We get the birth of Otis and just so many other cool things. I'm gonna give
Tomato chips.
Money in the Bank 2020 and all of those involved the Explore the Space Award.
Very good. Devin has Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens for Explore the Space. A good
That's
one.
a good number 2.
That is a good one as well. That that match was solid. 3 Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app. That's arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order? Then we go to the Champion of the Year, the I Love Gold Award.
I love gold.
To me, this one is the head of the table, and I understand he only had it, for kind of half of the time. But the way that Roman Reigns returned, won the title, and has carried the title since then, just when I think about this year and this period of time, to me, he's been the best champion of this era. Tim.
I think I'm going to double down and go with Jon Moxley. Again, for AEW. When AEW needed a recognizable name that wasn't stale as champion, John really fit the bill.
Oh,
Intern Mark.
I'm gonna go with you, Jim. I was thinking Roman Reigns for sure. The whole head of the table thing, I really am enjoying that. So I gotta go with Roman.
Very good. Matt, how about you?
Yeah, as much as I'd want to give it to someone from NXT or something, I think, with that being the storyline of the year that did it the most for me, I think that was the best use of the title. Having the title and Paul Heyman to represent that title is just a huge win. So I'll double dip and give Roman Reigns another one here.
Very good. Devin had Drew McIntyre as his champion of the year. Then we go to the superstar who would have been better served on another brand or show or company, the You Don't Even Go Here award.
You don't even go here.
This was the other half of my Who the Hell Is This award, and that is Andrade. Obviously, we know that he is asked for his release. We know it's been denied by the WWE at this point. And this is a bummer, man, because, we kind of saw some of that potential, obviously in NXT, and then even as the United States champion in WWE. And it felt like ever since Paul Heyman was no longer the head of creative of Monday Night Raw, and then Zelina Vega leaving the WWE, it's just, this is a huge miss. Andrade is super talented. I wish he would have gotten his release. I get why WWE said no, because you don't want a talent like that to go somewhere else while he's theoretically still on your dime. But, I want to see this guy work because he's just too damn good. He's absolutely too damn good. Matt.
I will use the other half of my Who the Hell Is This and go with Aleister Black here. I think there are a number of storylines where he would have been a perfect fit over in AEW. I feel like his style of wrestling, his look has AEW written all over it too. So I think that he would be a fantastic person for them to have on their roster.
Intern Mark.
Well, you guys took the two I was thinking of. I'm going to go with Nakamura. Shinsuke, I think he was tag team champion at some point in the last 12 months or so. But other than that, boy, I just feel like he's been misused. I think I could really see him in any of the any world title hunt. It just hasn't happened. So,
No doubt.
Shinsuke.
Tim.
I'm going to go with Mickey James.
Okay.
Someone who has just been in the wings, doing absolutely nothing but collecting a paycheck, as Big Show like to say, or excuse me, Paul White likes to say, she's out in Shady Acres right now. And she deserves better than that. And her going to AEW right now would be a masterful job.
Yeah. Another one that just deserves better. Absolutely. Lee has Ricochet. Devin agrees with me with Andrade, and William says Andrade as well. So then we go to the tag team partner that was left behind, or should it be left behind, the Marty Jannetty Award.
I just knew he was going to do that. He don't need Jannetty. I told you that. What a despicable act that was. Right through the glass window of the...
Oh, God damn it. It reset on me.
I just
we'll hit
knew
it again.
He was going to do that. He don't need Jannetty. I told you that. What a despicable act that was. Right through the glass window of the barber shop. Jannetty tried to dive through the window to escape. Did you see that? Are you blind?
This one for me, and I mean, I was fine with the partnership at first, but the more it's kind of played on, I want better for Shayna Baszler. So Nia Jax should be left behind from this partnership. Give me an ass kicking Shayna Baszler out in singles competition. That is what I want. Tim, we'll go to you.
I am going to go with Mustafa Ali leaving Retribution behind.
I like that.
I think that he could be better served doing the Retribution thing by himself than to be saddled with T-Mac
Slapdick
and Recognizance and what's the other person? Mace Windu. Yeah, I think Mustafa Ali would absolutely just crush it by himself, away from Retribution.
I agree. Intern Mark.
Well, this is a tough one. Let's see. I was kind of leaning towards John Morrison leaving The Miz, even though I do enjoy the two of them. Morrison, well, Miz kind of did go on his own to win the world titles, so yeah, I'll go with Morrison. I think Morrison has a lot more potential. Well, I know he does for sure.
Definitely.
So yeah, I'm Morrison it.
Matt, who do you got? Marty Jannetty Award.
I mean, I think at this point we already kind of saw them start to separate this team. So let's just make it all a singles run and let's get Kofi out of the New Day and just be done with the New Day at this point. I love the New Day. I loved what it was. I loved what they made it. But
Wow,
that was what, 5-6 years ago. Like at this point, I don't see them getting a long tag run again. It wouldn't make sense. So let's get them both on the singles cards and let's see what they can do on their own again.
Dang. Did not see a New Day coming.
The New Day debuted July 21st, 2014.
Wow.
So almost 7 years.
Jesus. I didn't think it was that long, but damn. Devin has Morrison. William gives this one to Heavy Machinery, and Lee says Chris Jericho. We kind of thought we may have been getting that, but they went another way on that one. So then we go to the Only in a Pandemic Award. Tim, I know you'll appreciate this category. It is the Jeremy Bearimy Award.
Occasionally, that moment on the Bearimy timeline is the time moment when nothing never occurs. So, you get it.
This broke me. The dot over the I. That broke me. I'm done.
I watched like the first couple of episodes of The Good Place. It just didn't connect with me.
So good.
But
keep watching.
Maybe all right. I'll have to dig back into it.
So you have to. I hate shows where you're like you have to watch the first season, or like there's a long build up. But once you get the season 1 finale, everything makes sense, and then you're locked in.
All right, I can dig back into that one. It's short
like
enough
Parks
episodes.
and Rec. Like if you can get through season 1 of Parks and Rec, then you will be rewarded with such a good TV show.
Except like season 1 of Parks and Rec just isn't funny, really. Like
right,
they don't have like Ron Swanson isn't that cool.
Andy isn't what he is.
Right. It's like they really don't catch their stride until season 2. But for The Good Place, what you get in season 1 just gets amplified as the show goes on. And you really get a grasp of the 6 major characters with Janet and Michael and Chidi and Jason and Eleanor and Tahani.
All right, I'll have to try to dig back into it. But my Only in a Pandemic Award, and this ties to your use of the Space Award, Tim, and I think some of our other ones. But Otis is Money in the Bank winner. He was comic relief, and he kind of brought the funny and the nature of the Money in the Bank last year lended itself to him being the Money in the Bank winner. Obviously, there was not the payoff with it. It kind of cooled off a bit, but Otis has Money in the Bank. We 100% do not get that without a pandemic. Tim, I think we go to you now on this one.
Sure. And I'm going to go with a stark reminder that we lit a dude on fire this year. Like, for real. Like, not even talking about the ball of fire that was in the middle of the ring. Bray Wyatt was on fire before that with the claw on. So we set a person on fire in 2020. Only in the pandemic would we actually
full body
do a
on fire
storyline where a person is engulfed in flames and is declared by some legally dead.
He did.
He did.
That's certainly fair. Intern Mark.
Well, I don't think in a pandemic that we would have gotten the heel Roman Reigns head of the table that we have. I think he still would have been pushed as the baby face, even though he would have been booed heavily. And I don't think the Paul Heyman pairing would have happened. So, and I'm happy all that did happen. Not that we have a pandemic.
Sure.
We're
Thank
making
God for this pandemic. It paid off in a wrestling storyline. # worth it.
It got me out of jury duty too, so I was happy about that. But now,
532,000 is just a small price to pay to sit at the end of the table.
The head of the table, and I don't have jury duty.
That's it. I mean,
that's awful. It's not funny.
If I had to do it again, I would.
No.
I would absolutely not do that.
Matt.
For me, and I mentioned earlier, Fiend being the superstar of the year for me, wrestler of the year for me. I don't think we get the Firefly Funhouse match with John Cena if not for the pandemic, and that being one of my favorite matches of the pandemic. What a shame it would have been if we hadn't gotten that one. So, the other cinematic matches, they can probably still make sense with them but the cutaways, the build up to everything, like you can't do a lot of the build up to the Firefly Funhouse match with John Cena if there's a live audience.
Yeah, because even if we've done cinematic type things, the payoff always comes back to the live arena. So those things were able to happen in their own world. Devin has Otis as Money in the Bank as his, and then our final of the 2021 Pand-Emmy Awards. It is the worst moment of the year. This is the Shockmaster Award.
He is none other than the Shockmaster! All right! The Shockmaster!
They call me the Shockmaster.
I didn't want to go low hanging fruit on this one in something we talked about like a week or two ago. So I went with the one that if you get a mental image of the moment, it is without a doubt the worst thing. And that is Ric Flair's love affair with Lacey Evans. Because if you get that mental picture, that is awful. It is not okay, and it is very bad. So that is my Shockmaster Award. Matt.
For me, and while I did say the head of the table is my favorite storyline, the throwing of the towel still stands out to me as the dumbest thing that we saw in the pandemic, aside from the thing that happened a couple weeks ago.
Right. Come on, Oos. Don't do it, Oos. Intern Mark.
Man, I guess I was going for the low-hanging fruit because that's the first thing. When I saw this question that came to my mind, I don't know if there's been anything worse. Well, anything, I wouldn't say worse, but anything that was as disappointing as the ring and exploding and imploding, and that never happened with it was bad. I was real
Snakes
bad.
and sparklers are the only ones I like.
Yeah, it was bad. Tim.
Yeah.
Tim, your worst moment of the year.
I'm gonna take you guys on a trip down memory lane to let me get the exact date. July 19th, 2020. At an event in which someone had their eye poked out and we had a Wyatt swamp fight, whatever the hell that is. I'm going with the horror show at Extreme Rules.
The whole thing.
The whole thing sucked, Gene.
Thing sucks.
I can I can excuse Puff the Magic Dragon at the end of Revolution. I can excuse the throwing of the towel. Bruh. Rey Mysterio's gumball eye came.
A fishing lure. I thought it was a fishing lure.
I mean, they just handed it to Dominic and was like, chew. Like, it was bubblegum. Do yourself a favor, Peacock. Leave this one off.
just forget to transfer over the horror show.
Just copy over any other Extreme Rules pay-per-view.
Just in its place.
Gosh, let me even try to find one that might even be like... well, there's one with the Hardy Boys on it. 2016.
There we go. Just put that in.
That was
2020.
a really nice. That was actually I was at that Extreme Rules. Holy crap! That was the one at the Royal Farms Arena in Baltimore.
Ooh, that should have been called the horror show.
But that was Alexa Bliss versus Bailey in a kendo stick on a pole match. If you remember how horrible that was.
Jesus. Maybe they should just do away with the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Maybe they should do that.
They've been bad.
Put Elimination Chamber in the place of Extreme Rules.
There you go.
And just do Fastlane and Roadblock on the way to WrestleMania.
Well, the Great Balls of Fire is still lingering out there.
I'm fine with that.
Devin has the ending to AEW Revolution. William agrees. The whole Extreme Rules pay-per-view sucked to no end. What the hell was Vince thinking on this one? It probably just got hot. I mean, they're in that warehouse in Florida. Probably no AC in the PC down there. So maybe he just got overheated. He's an old guy. But those were the 3 Count Thursday 2021 Pand-Emmy Awards. Said hopefully by next year it'll be the Pan and Post Emmy Awards. Three Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app. That's arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?